Hello and welcome to Figure Skating Mess. The Grand Prix final was such an exciting event and I thought it would be nice to sit down and have a little chat about it. I'm gonna cover both the men and the women as well as the junior women because they are amazing. And without any further ado, let's jump into it with the men. And it was such an amazing lineup to begin with the men. We had Ilia Malinin, we had Shoma, Yuma, Kevin and Adam and Kao. I mean, that's just a great lineup from the start. And the winner was Ilia Malinin, the quad guard, who finally took his first senior title. And I thought he really deserved it this time too. He has worked so much on his artistry from last season. He has really taken the criticism he got to heart and turned it into something constructive. He's not, of course, at the level of Shoma Uno and Kevin Aymoz and Jason Brown, but he is at least, it's fun to watch him skate. He's not just a jumping machine, and he seems to enjoy expressing himself too, especially in the show program. I also really like the upgrade of his jacket. He has gotten some sense of style, also compared to last season, which was terrible when it came to outfits. I have tier ranking men's costume videos I can link to down below, and his were like at the bottom. In this competition, we also finally got to see the quad axel for the first time this season. He didn't do it at any of the Grand Prix events, but here he even did it in the short program, which he has never done before. He made history by landing the first quad axel, or quaxel as it's also called in the short program, and I sort of had forgot how insane this jump is. Like, it's so mind-boggling. I still stand by my words that I do suspect that it is an invisible string that is dragging him up, because it doesn't look humanly possible. He defies gravity. Unfortunately, in the free though, he fell on the quad axel, which is quite uncharacteristic of him because he has a ridiculously high success rate on the quaxel, especially when you keep in mind that no other man is doing this jump or has ever landed it. And like, I haven't counted, but I feel like he has, I don't know, a 75% success rate. Like, more often than not he lands it fully rotated, and that's insane. Then in second place we have Shoma Uno, who last season was undefeated. He won both his Grand Prix assignments, he won Grand Prix final and World Championships, but this season he came only in second place at both his assignments and second here. So if that continues, he's gonna win silver at Worlds. He has also said that this season he's gonna focus more on the artistical aspect of skating, and it really shows. He's always very artistic, but his programs are just so mesmerizing. He has a remarkable way of using gravity when he skates, and I'm a bit worried that this is going to be his last season, because he sort of seems to be hinting at that, and I would really miss him because I love his skating and his combination of both skating skills and artistry and difficult jumps. Although, yes, his jumps are quite often under-rotated and pre-rotated, and they are not cooled most of the time, which really annoys me. Although they were cooled at Grand Prix in Japan, which was the reason that he came in second place, and his teammate Yuma Kagiyama beat him, and well, needless to say, Shoma and his coach Stefan Lambiel were not happy about that, but I was happy about that because I want things to be fair. Even though I love Shoma, it should be fair. Let's move on then to his teammate, Yuma Kagiyama, who came in third place here, and I have missed this tiny little bouncing ball so much. I remember his breakout year. He won silver at Worlds 2021 in Stockholm, and then he won silver at Olympics in 2022, and then he was gone for a whole season on international skating because of injuries, and now he's back and he made it to a bronze medal at the Grand Prix final. That's amazing. He has such a cute, lively energy to him that I really enjoy watching. He does not have as many quads as before. I think he's building up to that after the injury, but his quad salgo is the best in the game. It's so pretty, like it's pristine clean. And he did really good here. He had like one popped quad salgo, and you can also tell that he's gotten better in interpreting music. He's working with Carolina Korsner. I love that collaboration, although I must say I do think he is overscored when it comes to PCS. Like yes, he can get those high, he can get low 9s in skating skills because he's so super fast, but I don't think he deserves 9s when it comes to interpretation and composition. I just don't, especially if you look at the free skate here. He got the second highest PCS score, and personally I would have given that to Adam Siao Him Fa, who only got high 8s. I would actually have given Adam like low 9s and Yuma mid 8s, because I think, in my opinion, Adam's programs are so much more innovative and expressive and new thinking, and compared to Yuma. That's just my opinion, and if they would have scored them like that, Adam would actually have come in bronze position and Yuma in 4th. So although I love Yuma, I'm a bit unsatisfied with the placements here, because I really thought that Adam deserved the bronze. But I think the reason why his PCS scores are so high is, well, first of all, his skating skills automatically drags everything else up, and also because I think the Japan Federation sees him as the crown prince, and especially now that Shoma Uno is hinting very much at retiring, he's the next big thing from Japan. I mean, they have loads of good men, but he is the best of them, of the young men. And yeah, I just think that is the reason they are boosting his scores, because of that. I mean, figure skating is not a fair sport. It's very corrupt and it's have a lot to do with politics, unfortunately, but well, can't do much about it except complain. So let's move on to Adam Siao Him Fa then, the Frenchman in 4th place. And he's sort of, not the favourite, but sort of the favourite coming in here, because he was the only man who had managed to win both of his Grand Prix assignments. And it wasn't easy assignments either. First he beat Ilia Malinin, and then he beat Shoma Uno. I mean, those are the top men. And he even scored about 300 in Grand Prix de France, so he had great things going on. But unfortunately, at his very first jump in this competition, he popped his quad loose to a double loose, earning him 0 points. Otherwise, he was good. He did a good job, he kept it together, and as I said, I think he deserved higher PCS scores, in my opinion, and I think he deserved a bronze medal. In 5th place, we have Kao Miura, the 18-year-old Japanese. He is the reigning junior world champion and the senior 4 continents champion. He did quite decent here, not his best, but I think it's because he's injured or something. Like, he didn't do any run-throughs between his short program and the free skate, and he did exactly the same thing at Japanese nationals. So I'm very confused about that and very worried about him, that he is injured, but he seems to be able to skate pretty good still, and they are gonna send him to Worlds, so that's exciting because I really like him, but I'm just holding my thumbs that it's not a severe injury and it's gonna heal in time for World Championships. Then we have come to the very last place, This was a very clear last place. That is Kevin Aymoz. Oh, my little Frenchman. I have a hard time talking about this because he failed so miserably. It was like watching a car crash in slow motion. You wanted to look away, but you just couldn't. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And I was so thrilled, first of all, that he even got to the Grand Prix final. I love his skating. I watched it live in Finland and it was brilliant. He has such an amazing connection to the music always and amazing skating skills. What he is lacking is quad jumps. He only can do a quad toe. He does one in the short and one in the free. So I knew that he probably wasn't gonna get a medal unless he skates pristine clean and some other people messes up. But I still was just excited to see him here because these are the top 6 skaters of the Grand Prix season. So I'm just really excited that he managed to get to that place. And in the short program, he didn't do too bad. He had one mistake, but he kept it together. It was the free where he completely fell apart. And I know that I should expect this of him because he has done this in the past, but he has lured me into a false sense of safety because he has been quite stable the last 2 years. Like, even if he has done some mistakes, he has kept it together. But here, after the first mistake, everything just snowballed into a catastrophe. And the only good thing was at the very end he could channel that anger and frustration into his step sequence, which was on fire. That was really good. But otherwise, horrible. And just 2 days after that, he had an even worse skate at French Nationals. By the way, first I'd like to comment, why France are you putting French Nationals literally like the day after Grand Prix final when you have 2 men in the Grand Prix final? That's ridiculous. And you also have skaters in the Junior Grand Prix final. What are you doing? Wait a week like every other country? I don't know. But anyways, Kevin did, which I didn't thought was possible, an even worse free skate at French Nationals. He earned himself 94 points. Have you ever heard of something like that in men's skating? I've never heard a top skater getting 94 points. That's insane. I didn't even want to watch it. I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch that. So I'm very worried about him because in the beginning of the season I saw him coming for that European medal. He has never gotten a medal at a big championship before, and I thought this could be his time, you know. He's gonna get a medal. He has been so close. He was 4th last year. He was also 4th at Worlds last year. But now it's not looking good at all. I have lost all my trust in him and I'm very worried. So it was overall not a good event for the Frenchmen. Neither of them managed to get a medal, and I was quite sad because they were my favourites, even though I'm currently having beef with the country of France because they stole our Olympics. This is a bit of a tangent, but I actually need to vent because you can skip to the timestamp down below if you don't want to hear me vent about the Olympics, but Sweden was in the running of hosting the 2030 Olympics, and it was looking pretty good because our main rival was France. And I thought, well, France is hosting the Summer Olympics 2024. Of course, they're not gonna get Winter Olympics 6 years after that. That would be ridiculous. And I should have known better because than get my hopes up. Because Sweden is actually the best country in the world when it comes to hosting the Olympics. Like, no country is even close at having attempted to host the Olympics as many times as we have, and they lost every single one of them. We did host the Summer Olympics 1912, so over 100 years ago, but after that we have tried to host it about, I think, 10 times and never gotten to. So we are best in the world at that, at least. And I just thought that this would be the time, because we have tried so many times and we had this thing about, oh, it's gonna be the most sustainable Winter Olympics, and IOC has said that they will care more about sustainability. Apparently not, because now it's going to France and they are gonna build, 2 new ice rinks in the famous winter city of Lyon. How sustainable is that? And what really pissed me off is that the reason we didn't get Olympics was because we didn't have government backing. It wasn't like written on a paper that we had government backing. But in the stage 2, which we were currently in, you don't need a government backing. That's stage 3. Yet they use that as an argument as disqualifying us for hosting the Olympics. And now only France is left. And yeah, so I'm very, very pissed at France, because I got my hopes up. I saw myself watching Olympic skating in my hometown Stockholm, and now they crushed my dream, and greedy France is gonna host every Olympics, and I'm pissed. I'm gonna leave that aside for now, and let's focus back on the junior women in figure skating. So the junior women's Grand Prix final, I just adored that competition. All of the junior women are so exceptionally talented and adorable, and they all have their strengths and personalities. Some are really good at skating skills, some has undersea elements, some are really, really expressive, and I just wish that for all of them to be healthy and motivated in their senior years too, because I just want to see these, rivalries continue in senior years. Like, if they do, figure skating is looking very, very bright in the future, especially for Japan and Korea. Like, all of these are Japanese and Koreans. And let's begin with the winner. That is Mao Shimada, the 14-year-old Japanese girl who had such a breathtakingly free program. I was speechless after her first triple axel. I just sat with my hand over my mouth, eyes like this. She also did a glorious quad toe, and this was the first time she finally made a clean, fully rotated quad toe, so congrats to her. And she just has this natural way of connecting to music, and her spins are insanely quick. Like, I have never seen anyone spin like she does. It's crazy. And I'm just in awe of her. I just really, really, really pray for that she's gonna keep injury free. I'm terrified that she is overworking herself with doing these complex elements so young, but she has everything. I mean, she has the whole package. The skating skills, the jumps, the spins, the expressions, and she also has such a lovely technique for everything, like her landing precision. Exquisite. Although she actually did a mistake, which we very rarely see from her in the short program. So she was only in second place after the short program. She looked very sad and pissed. She's not used to being second. She's always fast. But then she delivered this glorious free skate. So all was well and good, and she won miles ahead from the girl in second place, which was Jia Shin. She's the forever little silver princess. She came in second place last year, and she also has 2 silver medals from Junior Worlds, first behind Isabeau Levito from USA, which was in the senior Grand Prix final, so I'm going to talk about her later. And then last season she was in second after Mao Shimada. And she's just forever in second place, and therefore I was kind of excited that she was in lead after the short program, because I just want her to win a title. She's amazing. Her skating is so quick and yet so smooth, and she has stellar technique and quality on everything. Her landing positions are so beautiful, her jumps are high and powerful, and she also has this natural musicality and way of tenderness when she interprets piano and classical music. Her free skate was to Not About Angels by Birdie, and I love Birdie, and I also love the movie The Fault in Our Stars, and she made this song for that, so I just almost cried when I heard it was that song she was gonna skate to, because it's so emotional for me. And what she is lacking, Jia, is ultra-C elements. That's the difference between her and Mao. Mao has both a triple axel and a quad toe. Jia doesn't have any of those, but this might be actually a good thing in the long term, because it is very risky doing quads, and Mao, as I said before, I am terrified that she is gonna burn herself out, burn too bright too quickly, as we have seen with the Russian girls, and does not have longevity in the sports. But Jia, she might be in this for the long game, and who knows, maybe she will train and get a triple axel in the future, like many people do that and gain it in the future and don't have it when they are juniors, so that's definitely possible. And also exciting is that she's gonna be eligible for 2026 Olympics. That is not the same case for Mao, because she is 1 year younger. She will be eligible though for the 2030 Olympics, which, as we have discussed, will not be in Sweden, but probably in greedy France. I'm sorry. I need to let this Olympic thing go, but as you can tell, I'm not. Let's move on to the girl in third place. Here we find another Japanese girl. She is a first year junior, only 13 years old. It's Rena Uezono. I don't know how to pronounce that, but Rena, sort of. And I was really surprised by her expression on the eyes. She has amazing interpretation, in my opinion. She also chooses kind of interesting and like not conventional music, as comparison to like Jia Shin, who always uses very classical and nice ballady music. This is very innovative and impressive for a 13-year-old, so I'm excited to see what we are going to see from her in the future. Then in fourth place we find Yuseong Kim. She actually made a triple axel, although it was very tiny, so I didn't think it was a triple axel until I saw the scores. But yeah, impressive. She also has this amazing blue dress, like it's black and then blue at the bottom. Is exquisite. She also has a twin sister who also skates, and she didn't make it to the final, but last season she had this dress, which I ranked in my tier ranking figure skating dresses, which I will link down below. I ranked at the very top because this is such a beautiful dress. I mean, these Kims, these twin Kims, they really know how to choose dresses, and her twin also has a triple axel, so it's gonna be quite exciting to follow these twins in the future, I think. Then in fifth place we find Japan's Nakai, who actually took bronze at Junior Grand Prix final last season, but she has had some back problems, I think, this season, and she hasn't been as stable with her triple axel and so on, and It seems like, at least in my opinion, she can't skate as relaxed as before, but still really impressive to go to the final despite that. Then in 6th place we find my little charming darling Minsol Kwon from Korea. Last year she had my favourite free program, to Cats. It was the cutest thing ever. And when she mimed the whole song and had those little cat ears, she is such a character, and she seems to love like theatre and expressing herself, and this is what I mean, that they're all also different. Like Minsol really has the expressive and character, and Mao has the ultra C elements, Jia just has quality overall, and it's gonna be so exciting to follow them. So that was the juniors. Now let's move on to the senior women, and the winner was Kaori Sakamoto, who finally first of all took a medal at the Grand Prix final. Last year she failed miserably, horrible, but here she was perfect. I wrote down in my notes, amazing, with 4 A's in capital letters. I think that describes it all, just amazing. When she's clean, currently nobody can beat her. Nobody has such speed and skating skills and power in her jumps. It's just a delight to watch her. I mean, her double axel is so glorious that I actually love watching her double axel more than some people's triple axel. That's how impressive she is. And I know some people are sort of criticizing her, Kaori, that she doesn't have ultra C elements, but like she has so many things that people who have ultra C element sometimes or quite often don't have, in terms of speed and height and length in jumps, and be able to hold the jump for that long as she does with her double axel. And I'm really, really happy that those things are rewarded from her. Her one shortcoming, I must say, I agree with, is her flats. She is working on that, but yeah, she doesn't have a good lats. And that's her one, like, Achilles heel, in my opinion. But yeah, I was just thrilled that she finally won. I really, really wanted her to win, so I'm very pleased that she finally did. And now she's Grand Prix final champion. Woo! Then in 2nd place we find Loena Hendrickx from Belgium, who turned last year's bronze into a silver. And she had a much more stable competition than last season. She had like a few wonky landings and she did a double instead of a triple on a jump, but overall it was good skating, and she has really exciting programs this season, and she's just as Kaori. I feel like she has bloomed into this star in figure skating. I feel like she and Kaori are the biggest stars in women's skating currently, and it's so nice because we have been following them from they were like tiny juniors and then tiny seniors, and now they have bloomed out to these just icons, and I love to see it. And it's so nice to see someone evolve and get better and better throughout the years and finally reach their peak when they are like proper adults, and not see people peak when they are like 15 and then just crumble apart when they are 17. And yeah, I really like that we have gotten to know these two ladies. Then in 3rd place we find Hana Yoshida from Japan, and this made me so delighted because I loved her short program from last season. It was my 2nd favourite short program last season. I also made a video about my favourite short programs, which I will link down below. You can watch that too. She skated to Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine, and she has a really nice way, I think, of connecting to music and sort of charisma and a bit of star quality. I don't like these programs this year as much as that one, but I still enjoy watching her skate. She also has a triple axel, which she landed with a Q in the free unfortunately she fell in the short, so she doesn't always, I think she has like a 50-50 success rate on the triple axel, but I mean still, it's really exciting to see triple axels in my opinion from the women's. Then in 4th place we find another girl from Belgium. What? That is Nina Pinzaronne, who's 17 years old, and I am first of all so amazed that she even qualified for the Grand Prix final and almost got a medal. Like Belgium only used to have Luna, and then now they have Nina too. Two top female skater. What is going on with Belgium? Wow. Like if someone had betted her going to the Grand Prix final, they must be a millionaire, because I don't think anyone saw that coming. Yes, she was 11th at Worlds and 6th at Europeans last season, so she was quite good, but not this level. And she won medals at both her assignments, and her strength is definitely consistency and not falling. I don't think she has ever fallen this season. I don't want to jinx this, so knock on wood. And so when other people have fallen, she has been right there behind them, scooping up those medals. And she almost did that here too, because she was in 3rd place after the short program. And I was like, oh my god, is Nina gonna take a medal at Grand Prix final? It sort of looked like that, but she ended up in 4th. And I mean, Belgium is looking really good for Belgian females figure skating at the moment. I mean, Nina, she has a good chance at getting a medal at Europeans too, so there might be 2 medals for Belgium at Europeans. That is crazy. That's crazy. Like, Belgium is not a figure skating country, but I love to see it. I love when more federations and nations get involved in skating and have success. So then in 5th place we find Isabeau Levito from USA, who her short program disaster. She didn't even do a single clean jump. She doubled the triples, and she just broke down on the ice. And I thought to myself, is this her downfall? Because I hope it's not, but I feel it's inevitable for her to have a breakdown in her body because of her bad jumping technique. When she jumps, my back hurts in sympathy for her back. Like, my back honestly hurts because I feel her back hurting when she twists her body that way, and I just want her to get proper jumping technique. Like, please, you are so precious and so good at expressing yourself at only 16. I want to have you in the sport for like a decade and not end like the Russian teenage girls from A Little Bit. Luckily, she picked herself up, at least in the free skate, and had a clean skate there, and she looked so delighted afterwards, also in the kiss and cry, which was lovely to see. She also had a dress change, which I think is good, because I didn't like her last free skate dress. It was very messy, but I don't really like this either. Like, it looks pretty, at least, but I think it's too simple for the program, in my opinion. So, change it again is the vote. Now I have come to the skater in the last place, which is lucky for me because my voice is becoming very hoarse after speaking this much, but that is Rion Sumiyoshi, the girl or woman who performed a quad toe this season, the only adult woman who has been doing that internationally this season, and she's also the oldest woman ever to have been doing that, so really impressive. Unfortunately, here it resulted in a downgraded triple toe, which awarded her only half a point. So loads of points were lost there, and she also, I think, did a double instead of a triple in the short, earning her 0 points. So a lot of those mistakes, and so she only ended up in 6th place, and unfortunately for her, she's not even going to Worlds nor 4 continents, despite winning medals at both her Grand Prix assignments, getting to the Grand Prix final, and having a quota which no other senior currently can do in women's field. She isn't going to be sent there because the competition is too hard in Japan, and because she had a really bad skate at Japanese nationals, and I feel so bad for her. That must be heartbreaking, being so good and being able to do something that no one else can do, and still it isn't enough. I really thought they were going to send her to 4 continents, because they usually send different people to Worlds and 4 continents, and they did this year too. It's for Monachiba, which they are sending both to Worlds and 4 continents. So no big international competitions for Rion, unfortunately. Better luck to her next season. Like, she really gave it her all this season, trying to go to those big competitions, but it just still wasn't enough. That was everything that I wanted to talk about today. I also quickly wanted to mention the fairy wings that the women were giving at the exhibition gala. Like, how adorable don't they look? I think they should be given fairy wings at every exhibition, because they thoroughly seemed to enjoy them and they were very cute. And yeah, so that was everything for today. Please write down in the comments down below your reaction to a Grand Prix final. Did you think it was fair or unfair? And also please write your predictions for Europeans, which is coming up very, 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 very soon. And until you see me next time, take care of yourself and the people around you. Bye!